Heads up, if you have kids around, parental advisory is in effect.
Parental advisory is in effect.
This is the Bonus Bone Podcast with Lamont and Tonelli, Baby Huey, and Chasta.
Welcome back, friends, to the Bonus Bone Podcast. Chasta, Lamont, Tonelli, Baby Huey, and we have a special guest this week.
Who is that?
Our newest member.
What? Nikki Blakk is back.
Great to see you, Nikki.
Back to black.
I was going to say insert the song, but yeah, that was better. That was better,
exactly.
right? Yeah. So
Lamont should do ringtones.
We're excited. We're excited to have you. I do need to mention our boy Joe Hawk is not on. He is moving on to his next adventure. We all are very supportive in that. So we love you, Joe Hawk. And so we've got a lot to talk about. We're kind of, what should I say, introducing or reintroducing you?
Reintroducing. Because,
introduction.
Yeah, it's been 7 years since you've been
Nikki
here.
and I, we've worked a couple of times together.
Well, and I didn't mean in the room. I meant to the
was there
listeners.
too, you know.
but
Yeah, Tonelli. Well, not really. We wasn't paying attention. So
I know we got to the bone. He was like, "Who's this chick?" And you were like, "You met her at KSJO. You don't remember? We were all at KSJO."
Exactly. But Nikki, you've been gone a little while.
Yeah.
And we're happy that you're back.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm happy to be back. They always have that whole time and a place for everything. And I originally, honestly, had intended to come right back in after a break. And apparently, much like Ulysses,
Yes.
I had to take a 7-year journey to do it. So
Here we are. Right, here we are.
Yeah.
So you were here for 10 years, 2005 to 2015, right?
yeah. But before that, I was an intern.
Yeah.
When it became the Bone in 2000.
That's
Remember
right.
those days?
See, that's how Baby Huey started. He's the 17-year intern. And he's still here.
Also a sister program to us, right?
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah.
Finally got promoted.
Yes, from intern to APD, just like
That's
that.
right.
I was so excited. I wasn't even here at the station when it happened, but I texted Baby Huey and was like, "Congratulations! Our boy is out of the nest."
Right?
And she came to take me in person or congrats me in person at wrestling. WWE
did.
at the Chase Center.
Imagine that. You were doing a wrestling deal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I knew I'd be able to find him there because that's where I went to, was working concerts and live events. So I was working backstage at the wrestling event, and then I found Baby Huey on
See, and I'm glad you brought that up because in the last 7 years, you've had an incredible amount of really interesting jobs.
Yes.
And it involved like doing concerts and backstage stuff and working for rock stars.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, it'd be kind of interesting to ask you, what are the weird things that you were up to? Like, what are, like that? Because that is pretty mind boggling touring with rock stars.
Who's the biggest prima donna I've ever worked with?
Yes, I want to know that.
Lamont Hollywood.
There you go. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I wanted to hear. But no, you've had some really weird requests working.
I have.
Okay, give me one of the weird ones.
Well, the most awkward was the day they handed me a pair of men's Prada briefs, size extra small, and sent me out for an entire day from store to store to try and find something comparable or that. And I can tell you now that men's Prada dress furnishings are not sold anywhere except for Milan, New York, and L.A.
Oh, my God.
Hold on.
So what do you get as a backup to Prada?
I want to know what kind of guy is sending you out looking for extra small underwear. I mean, that's not saying a lot.
He's a really short guy, and he's in a really big rock band.
Yeah.
And he is not Lars Ulrich, but I can tell you that I have bought underpants for Lars Ulrich.
For Lars as well.
You're like the underwear buyer of the
What kind of underwear
stars.
does Lars wear?
You know what? I'm not going to run into the other guy. But I might run into Lars. Actually, I did run into Lars, and I forget he said something to me, and he was kind of snappy, and I turned around and I was like, "Hey, take it easy, buddy. I buy your underpants." And he goes, "These underpants?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, yes, I bought those underpants."
What kind of underpants did you? Were they specific underpants for him, or just any underpants?
No, they were very specific.
Really?
Yes. There is not a rock star in the world that does not have a specific underpant that they take on tour.
Get out of here.
Wow.
Really? Okay, so who'd you have to buy the Pradas for? Can you say? Can you give us a name?
What's a good way I could put this? Well, the reason I had to buy these underpants is because the person on the tour who needed them was painting this person every night blue.
Yep.
And in painting this person blue, they also had to paint this person's nether regions.
Blue.
And so they were looking for blue underpants so they could stop painting
That part.
that part.
There you go.
Wow. That's fascinating.
You worked with the Blue Man Group?
That's fascinating.
No comment.
Yeah, right.
So you are basically, you know about all the riders and the different things that the different rock stars wanted. Then.
Riders are my life.
Okay, so give me some other demands.
Well, it wasn't a demand.
Okay.
It was actually a request. And I will say it was not the artist's demand or request, but people who worked for the artist really wanted to float gardenias in her toilet.
Oh, God.
That's
so she can take
incredible.
a shit
The
on
hard
flowers.
part to that is that it was a Sunday, and you can't find a florist open on a Sunday.
Right.
And you can't get gardenias at the grocery store.
Right.
So that
Just head
it was
to the
actually a lot
cemetery.
more difficult than it
The cemetery.
Cemetery. That's so terrible. This brings up a good topic, actually. If you guys were rock stars, what would you want on your list? What's like a couple must-haves? What are the brown M&Ms of your list?
Tonelli? Do you have
Anything booze-wise, I would imagine.
Anything booze-wise?
Any and all of it.
A little of some red wine, Irish whiskey.
Specific red wine? Because you can get real specific when you're
Yeah, because let me tell you, after sending a bunch of people out to fulfill a rider, no one knows what whole fat Greek yogurt is. You send these people out to buy stuff for you, and I have been that person that has been sent out to buy stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
But oftentimes they will come back with completely not what you asked for, and you're like, wait a minute, I said whiskey, but I didn't mean old granddad. Like, come
Right.
on.
You need to be specific.
Yeah, you have to be specific.
Bad
Otherwise-
reactions if you come back with the wrong stuff.
I would imagine.
Absolutely.
Temper tantrums?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the artist. But yeah, sometimes they're just like, whatever, now our people won't eat tonight.
Oh, the guilt trip. The guilt trip.
Yeah. And sometimes it's like, no, this has to be a yellow jacket. You have to go and get it. Do you guys know the yellow jacket story?
No.
Rumor has it that somebody put a runner on a plane to fly from one country to another country because Axl Rose had left his yellow jacket at another venue. And he had to have the yellow jacket or he wasn't going to play that night. And push came to shove and they put somebody on a plane to go get it.
Fantastic.
Wow.
I don't know if it's true or not, but that's the story. So it's now an industry term. If something's got to get yellow jacketed, it means
Oh, it's like a term. Oh, okay.
no matter what, it's got to happen.
Even
That
if you gotta
might
get a
be
plane.
the greatest diva story I've ever heard in my life.
Again, I don't know that it's true.
Right.
I have heard from people that would know that have said it's exaggerated, but it's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, you have worked with guys who are down to earth, though, and performers who are down to earth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who's like a pretty down to earth guy?
Well, I guess you know what's funny is I actually when I first started this last touring gig, I didn't tell anybody who I was working for. I was trying to keep it quiet. But now that I'm not working for him anymore, it's not a big deal. And honestly, I wasn't keeping it quiet for any reason other than I just didn't want people bugging me. But it was
Right.
Jackson Browne.
That's cool.
Love Jackson
Who
Browne.
Yeah.
He's a good guy?
Yeah. Oh my God, he is so wonderful. Like he wishes me luck. He's bummed because he had a whole year planned. Next year, 2023, we were going to go to Japan, Australia, New Zealand, Europe.
And you turned that down to work here?
Yes!
Okay.
Can you believe that? I know.
Wow.
I know. Apparently, I really missed you guys.
So what was he like? Like, you say he's down to earth,
Well,
right?
he's one of the ones where, you know, if the runner came back with the wrong stuff, it was like, okay,
Okay, that's nice.
all
Yeah.
right, we'll get it at the next one.
Yeah.
You know,
Do you collect stuff, like keep it like over time, like over each city, everything
Like
that they
Baby
want?
Huey would?
Yeah.
Anything that Green Day touches?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like if something's not in one city, it's like, okay, we got extra in the bus or something.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not the yogurt.
I would,
You don't
I would
want
be
yogurt to
terrible with
travel.
my job.
Yogurt
if I
for a
didn't do
month.
that. Yeah, no. The goal is to never run out of anything on the bus. If you run out of something, then it's kind of a deal, especially if you have a long drive.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if you're all stuck staring at each other for 8-9 hours in a row, and it's a daytime drive, that's the worst. Nobody's going to bed. Everybody's awake and just like staring at each other.
Do you play games? Do you play cards? Do you just sit on social? Like, what do you do to pass the time?
Hide and go seek.
Seriously, though.
I didn't ride the bus with Jackson. I rode the bus with the band, and our band guys are pretty amazing, and also baseball fans, and it's summertime.
Yeah.
So constantly watching baseball nonstop. That was every night off the stage onto the bus.
How many guys
baseball
in the
game
band
on.
are on one bus?
5.
And you.
And me.
Oh, boy.
Right.
Which is actually...
This is my life here at the Bone. Thank God you're here. I needed
Apparently, it's why I fit in so well.
I know,
Exactly.
I had a lot of practice.
Yeah.
But that's actually a really cush kind of conditions. We had what we call condo bunks. So instead of 3 bunks, it's just 2. So you have a lot more space.
Yeah.
But, it is still 6 people, and we have a front lounge and a back lounge, but we all kind of hung out together. And his band are amazing people, and they're phenomenally talented. Like, our bass player was John Lennon's bass player, and our lap steel guitar player is Bob Dylan's lap steel guitar player. So our keyboard, organ, and violin player plays with Bob Weir, and I mean they're just phenomenally talented people and fun.
Yeah.
So I was really lucky. I could have been on a bus with a bunch of dicks.
No kidding. God, that would, and stinky guys too. Like that could be a whole thing as well.
Yeah.
'Cause you're sharing space, but it's a small amount of space for 6 people.
My guys were clean.
Okay,
Very
thank
clean.
God.
Yeah.
And thoughtful too. I mean, I would come out and Val, our other guitar player, would be making sidecars for everybody.
Really?
That's fun.
So we had a good time. It was a lot of fun.
What are do's and don'ts on a bus?
Well, everybody knows the big don't.
Take it down.
Don't do number 2.
Yeah,
there's no number 2 on a bus. But
what if you have an emergency? I mean, like, that's awkward.
Got some bad food.
Pull over.
Right? Funny you should ask. And yes, that is what they do.
They pull over?
wow.
Yeah. We've had some night drives, and all of a sudden the bus stops. And I'm like, why are we stopping? Because I'm kind of in charge of that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we should not be stopping the bus right now. What's going on? I get up and I run out there, and the bus driver's like, so-and-so had to take a dump.
They do it at the side of the road, or they go to like a...
Yeah, well, there's no... I mean,
if there's a stop.
there's a place to stop, we'll
Yeah.
stop. But if
Yeah.
there's not a place to stop, then,
Side of the road.
Oh, my God.
That happened to Smelly once.
like a
Him and
bear in
I.
the
Of
woods.
course it did.
That happened to Tonelli once.
Yeah,
Behind a Sears.
Oh, that's right.
that's right.
Where he
In
left his
Phoenix.
underwear there.
I had to. I was going to take him with me.
I'm so sad that wasn't in front of a security camera that
Right,
ended up on
exactly.
YouTube or something. It's real
The good old
unfortunate.
days.
I know. That's
Yeah.
a missed opportunity for sure. What were you going to say, Huey? You were gonna ask something.
No. I was going to say, it happened to Smelly and I. We were driving, and he stopped. And we were driving a rental car, and he stopped and I go behind the car, and he told me, don't look back. I'm like, trust me, I'm not going to look
Did
back.
you move the car?
No,
I would have moved the car and made him stand there all in the middle of the road by himself.
Okay, so
that thought never came across your mind?
No, I was in the passenger seat.
Lamont would have done like 5 fake driveaways.
Exactly. And he would have been like trying to catch up to the car. And then as soon as you got close, you moved the car again.
So I'm not going to say who this is because he'll kill me, but one of my best friends, he was in the car with Jay. They were driving back from LA, and this happened. They were at SFO, close to Pacifica, so like super close. And he's like, I gotta poop, man, I gotta poop. And Jay's like, no, we're gonna make it. Hold it. And he's like, yes. And he's like, no, I have to go. So they pull over at SFO. There's like bushes off to the side, and he takes a dump. Boom! Cop pulls up.
Oh, no.
And he's like,
Oh, my God.
You can't do it near the airport. They have too much security.
That's federal.
Yes.
but sometimes your timing doesn't work out.
What the cops do.
The cop was actually pretty cool. He got him in trouble, but I almost said his name. His response was, I buried it.
Very considerate.
Good kitty. Good
so we
kitty.
call him Dr. Deuce now. That's his
Dr.
nickname.
Deuce.
That is
Yes.
a great nickname.
Yeah.
That's an all-time nickname right there.
I love when we went from tour stories to Dr. Deuce. All right. Well, Nikki, we are very excited to have you back.
I'm excited to be back, you guys.
This is going to be a fun 2023 for us. We've got big plans. We're going to do some big things. So stay tuned. Thank you for being here. I know you got a busy day. It's your
Welcome
first
back.
day.
Welcome back.
Also, we should all thank Shasta because she made this happen.
No.
I know. She's the
In more
best.
ways than one.
I don't
you
give
know,
credit, but
she
thank
convinced Cumulus about me. She convinced me about Cumulus. And,
Which probably was harder.
Took a little
no
convincing.
comment.
Let's be real.
But
And-
I love that we're all back in the same room.
Love
Yeah,
it. And
me
I want
too.
gardenias in my toilet water now.
I know, right?
Does that make their butt
There's a new
smell?
contract
Created
in
a
hand.
monster.
It probably does. Last thing I'll say on your note, Nikki, and I just said this in a meeting here at Cumulus. I was told that 2 girls cannot be back to back on a rock station, and we're here to prove them that it can happen.
Yeah, because I've got dreams of girls back to back.
I was also told a woman with a child cannot run a radio station either. So we're breaking barriers, sister.
Yeah, we are. Glass ceilings crack.
That's right.
Sisters are doing it for themselves.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Cheers.